So, why still we are talking about these some ideas which developed in this country, I think almost 3,000 years. And then particularly since Buddhism developed in this country more than 2,000, now around 600. Then Nagarjuna, and then particularly this Shantadeva, many centuries ago they happened. They came, and although as a human being they passed away, but they remained where? Shava.
They left a legacy.
Or they left some of their, they thought written on paper. I think palm tree. So these very, very ancient sort of teaching of India, but still relevant to this world. How? Not in form of ritual, but these are, I think, very, very, useful to open our mind and to see the reality. I think many man-made problem actually is due to lack of fuller knowledge about the reality. So they inspired nobody want trouble, but ourselves created a lot of trouble. Not want, but because of lack of, because of ignorance. Ignorance here means lack of knowledge about the reality. So these texts still very useful to know the reality. So, I think firstly, I think the importance of calm mind. I think two things, because of two benefit from calm mind. Number one is a calm mind brings inner peace. That also very helpful to maintain the healthy body. And then calm mind, another calm mind, I think immense sort of helpful to function about our human intelligence, to investigate, to analyze the reality. Without calm mind, disturbed mind, then cannot see the reality properly. Because disturbed mind then often develop biased sort of view. And often then things appears actually mental projection. One old scientist, his name is one American, I think his age, when I met him, his age already 84 something. You know? No. Not that one, another one. Whether he alive or not, I don't know. So some time ago, I think at least 5-6 years ago, he actually wrote a book. The title mentioned, "We Prisoner of Anger." Prison of anger. Something like that. So he of course not Buddhist, not religious-minded, I think. You see, he mentioned when we develop anger, and then the object which we develop anger, our anger focusing, you see, that appears very negative. But the 90% of that negativeness is actually mental projection. So similarly, too much attachment. Again, the positive sort of appearance from that object, again, I think a large portion, mental projection. So as soon as the mental projection involved, you can't see the reality. So calm mind, I think two things. The benefit from calm mind, two things. Person, himself, herself, with calm mind, much sort of peace, happier. And the physical body element also function normally. And then most important, that provides the proper functioning of our brain, and we can see the thing more objectively, like that. So now, irrespective of whether believer or non-believer, I think worthwhile make some other effort to bring calm mind. Then our life, of course, some form of problem, some form of trouble, including one's own body's sort of
imbalance,
creation, and what is creation, like old age or illness, and finally death is bound to happen. Then environment also, there are a lot of problems. So under such circumstances, if there is a way to keep calm mind, then worthwhile make attempt. So now how to bring calm mind? I think we have to look at the real sort of source of disturbances. One, extreme self-centered attitude. Self-grasping. That also is one source, create disturbances. More grasping, I. They say, more possibility, disturbances. Little loose way. That's too much sort of center, sort of, because of that grasping attitude. Less disturbances. Disturbances happen, but the response from your side much softer. So there, it seems faith, according to the theistic religion, is a belief creator, God. So, single-pointed sort of faith towards God, creator. So that means total submission, right? Total submission to the God. So that loosening, this extreme self-centered sort of grasping attitude. That's one way. Then Buddhist way of approach. Is of course, like Jainism and Buddhism, and also one ancient Sankhya philosophy, one part of Sankhya philosophy. Hello. no concept of creator, but ultimately oneself consider creator, like that. So you should do, therefore, law of causality, law of karma. Everything depends on one's own action. Action here, physical action, verbal action, mental action. So due to one's own action, the different sort of result come. Pain, pleasure, neutral. So now here, Buddhism, the emphasis, concept of anatma. So that's the aiming, loosening the tight sort of, or grasping self, I. So all major tradition, you see, aiming, or I think recognize, openly or unopenly, indirectly, I think realize one source of the problem is self-grasping, strong I. So we utilize different sort of method to reduce that. Then another way, more sense of concern of others' also well-being. That also sort of very, very sort of strong sort of method to reduce also the self-grasping. Self-grasping, not necessarily just feeling of I. I is there. But you see, the too much sort of the self-centered attitude, often you see bring an attitude regardless others' well-being. And then extreme way, in order to get some benefit to oneself, bully on other, harm on other, cheating other. So, more compassionate attitude, respect others' right, respect others' desire. So more sort of sense of that kind, reduce the dangerous self-centered attitude. When we say selflessness, does not mean the denying existence of self. Self is there. But you see, and also you see, it is necessary to keep the sense of strong self. Is necessary. Sense of strong self is the basis of willpower, determination, self-confidence. Without that, life becomes difficult. And also, from the spiritual viewpoint, the spiritual progress also then difficult without a sense of strong self. Right? But we have to make distinction, right? Distinction, negative sort of sense of self and a positive sense of self. So that's, I think, so these are different methods. So now, non-believer, and another word, I think, secular way, according Indian tradition, secularism does not mean rejection or disrespect of religion, but rather respect all religions and also respect non-believer. I think last year I had audience, Advani. So we just did a casual talk, and then he mentioned the one sort of reason for success of democracy in this country is the 1,000 years in this country, respect different views is there. So he made one example, Charvaka. You see, Charvaka, who's school of thought, right? School of thought. You see, the nihilism, usually we call nihilist view, denying existence of next life, or denying any spirituality like that, or denying existence of God or these things. So, rest of the different school of thought consider that school of thought is nihilism. So condemn or criticize. Yet those people who hold that view refer rishi. Rishi Sage. So that means respect. So he mentioned that. So it is true. So those Charvaka in ancient time, even Buddha's time, they were already there. So these are non-believer, ancient non-believer. So there should not be differences. Ancient non-believer and modern non-believer, same. So you see, the India's tradition respect those non-believer in ancient time. So why not today? We must respect non-believers. Then the non-believer also want peace of mind, isn't it? So, in order to keep calm mind, sometimes people use what called tranquilizer. Or some people is relying on drugs or relying on alcohol like that. And also, I think ordinary people, normal people, in order to keep peace of mind, even those retired old people used to go different places as a tourist. Then new place, new hotel, new room, and maybe little complaint, oh, this hotel very dirty, or just that kind of little complaint. Otherwise, it's a new place, so less attachment. Go here and there and enjoy. Daytime, enjoy seeing new things, new songs, or something new. And then tired, and rest, the night rest. So life go like that way. So that also, you see, trying to seek some kind of peace of mind, isn't it? So everybody, no differences, believer or non-believer. I believe this religion, that religion, no differences. All want something good. Good, not necessarily money, but here mainly is some kind of inner peace. Even animal also is a want inner peace. Although their ability is very limited, but according to their limited sort of ability, they also try to keep kasota, peace, inner peace. So so now the latest scientific finding, as I mentioned before, now among the scientists, out of their research, years with instrument, begin to realize importance of mental state. For health also, the mental state is very, very crucial factor for health. Constant fear, anger, these are very bad for our health. And some scientists even mentioned too much constant anger and fear. Of course, anger and fear, very close connection. More fear, more possibility of anger. More anger, more possibility of fear. So therefore, so this is anger and fear constantly occur. These actually eating our immune system. And on the other hand, compassion, spirit of forgiveness, these things are very, very helpful to maintain our immune system. So one story I want to share with you. When I carried that surgery, so one doctor, one specialist used to describe me as a young patient. And I told him, oh, I'm not a young patient. I already over 73. So then doctor says, yes, I know your age, but your physical condition looks like in age 60. He mentioned like that. So therefore, he described me as a young patient, like that. So here, of course, maybe Tibetan Tsamba maybe makes little differences, maybe. You know, after 59, then of course, you see, getting Tsamba difficult, and then eventually I forget eating Tsamba. So that way, I think more than 1 decade remained like that. Then eventually, I felt I'm Tibetan, and also I have the name of Dalai Lama. Dalai Lama, and also, you see, I advise, you see, some people what Tsamba is very, very good nutrition or something. So while I advise other people eating Tsamba is good, then I myself must start eating Tsamba. Then gradually, when one occasion I was in Ladakh, so initially take Tsamba, then almost always some trouble, motion or something. No? So then I scientifically practice first few days 1 spoonful of Tsamba. Then after 1 week, 2 spoonful. Then after that, 3, 4, then eventually full, like that. So nowadays, I always is taking Tsamba at breakfast, like that. Oh, another sort of story. One occasion, when I travel in different places, Tsamba also with me. So one time in Singapore airport, you see, they opened, when they saw the Tsamba, they thought, oh, this is maybe drug. No, because cocaine, sorry, cocaine. So the police, you see, they, take out the way. They took and they examined like that. So in any way, there's no other sort of, I think, major factor. But I think one factor is I feel my mind comparatively quite peaceful, quite calm. I think at that time, Rajab, already gone. No, not here. Oh, okay. I think at that time I mentioned, although they, after 10th March, 2008, when I give some sort of lecture here, my mind, a lot of disturbances, a lot of anguish, a lot of worry. But during that period, no single night sort of lost my sleep. No, always sleep as usual. So daytime, a lot of sort of anxiety, a feeling of helplessness, hopelessness. But as far as sleep is concerned, no disturbances. So it indicates, I think, deeper level, my mind still quite calm. I feel like that. Hopefully. So that much I can tell you, according to my own experience. Calm mind, deep level. Surface level, yes, disturbances come. But come, go, come, go. And Shantadeva sort of advice, when faced problem, if the problem can avoid, then no need to worry, make effort. If the problem no possibility to overcome, then no use worry. Very realistic advice. Very, very realistic. So like that, this kind of thinking, immense help to keep calm mind in deep down. So you also, same human being, same ability, same mind, same emotion. Only difference is whether pay more attention or not. That's the only difference. Otherwise same. From a Buddhist viewpoint, everybody have Buddha nature. Buddha seed, everybody have that. So, wherever I go, I always try to sort of make clear the peaceful, the potential, or seed of peace of mind already there. Irrespective whether believer or non-believer, whether believe this or that. No differences. So that's my number one commitment to promote our inner value, mainly compassion, like that. And India's 1,000-year-old tradition, ahimsa, non-violence. Non-violence, not out of fear. Restrain harming other out of fear is not non-violence. Remain indifferent what is happening. That are not non-violence. Non-violence means you have the ability to harm other, but with love, with respect, restrain harming other. That's non-violence. So non-violence is a sign of strength, self-confidence. Non-violence, not at all signs of weakness, no. Like that. So India's tradition. So they restrain harming other. There must be motivation. The motivation is love other, respect others' well-being, others' right. With that, restrain harming other. So same attitude, harming yourself. Nobody wants that. So similarly, if I harm other, the other also have the same feeling which I have. So reasoning that way, restrain harm other. So that's non-violence. So non-violence is action. Action must be based on motivation. So here motivation is compassion. So non-violence or ahimsa and compassion is something like one coin.
Two sides of the coin.
Two sides.
Two sides of the coin.
Two faces of the coin, like that. So wherever I go, I promote ahimsa based on compassion. Then second, my commitment, promotion of religious harmony. That also India's tradition. So therefore, I describe myself as a messenger of India. And also now, last 51 years, I live this country. So my body survived by Indian dals and chapati and rice. And my mind, some kind of wisdom, you see, come from Nalendra masters and ultimately Buddha. So that also comes from India. So therefore, I describe not only message of India, Indian thought, but also son of India.